Easy. Yeah, well, maybe something worthwhile.
Abbey National has a special low rate for mortgages over 60,000.
Fancy nice places, Richie.
Your new home.
What about mortgages?
Don't worry, Abbey National does them to suit all types.
Buy it. Oh, do buy it.
But we simply can't afford it.
Oh.
How about an Abbey National Low Start mortgage? Mortgages with Abbey endings.
Regular sensible eating can help you to lose fat and get in shape. The Kellogg's Special K breakfast with delicious malty flakes has only 190 calories. Kellogg's Special K. Get in shape. Lose the fat.
Why do more people fly Aer Lingus these days? Is it because we offer more low fares to Ireland than any other airline? Is it because we fly more times a day from Heathrow, Gatwick and Stansted than any other airline? Or is it because no other airline in the world knows how to make you feel more at home?
Thank you. You're welcome.
We've never given a better service. We've never had so many low fares.
What have you done? Look at the milk! Sorry, love, no milk.
You need a coffee.
Oh, lovely.
Coffee, mate?
Oh, haven't you got any milk? Not sure I'm gonna like this.
It's always a first time.
Nice. Very nice. Could get used to this.
I bet you could.
Believe it or not, plenty of people prefer Coffee Mate. However you discover it, you'll be glad you did.
Any chance of another cup?
Now on for the third programme in the series reflecting on the changing role of women working.
Time you were away, Teresa, your husband will think you're lost. Your husband will think you're lost.
No, I have to come here another week.
And I argued that if you want the plant in the Blue Book, then tactically the time to pursue it was when a plant was built and up and running, because of the rich history of the Dundee workers. But more important, the product was electronic engine control for every Ford-wheeled car, even a half-width, without parking in position, when Ford are operating just in time. And you know what just in time means? It means no stops as it comes in, it goes into the car. I tell you, the recent Ford dispute brought the Ford Motor Company in their knees in 2 weeks because of just in time. And Clyde, and you wants to talk about Taiwanese wages, particularly for a union that never fought for any wages, low, high, or whatsoever. And I've got to make this point, and an old number of other things I could say. And I'm not going to attack my colleagues because the time for that is past, but I want to make this point about the Blue Book.
But I was the youngest, and yet I was the one that had to go when the cutbacks came. And there was people over 60 were cap on because they would have had been paid the big redundancy money. So they were cap on and I had to be made redundant. I didn't be made redundant, I left because I was given a job that would take 3 people to do. And this was actually how they got rid of you. I'd say rid of you. They give you a job that 3 people did, so as you would have to leave. You wouldn't be capable of doing it. So that was what I didn't like about the Royal. You had no one to speak for you. You had a couple of young men, but they weren't interested, you know, as far as they were concerned.
There again, it was men. If you had had a woman,
yeah.
maybe.
As far as they were concerned, I was 50 years of age, I was done, and it was time I left.
A lot of men, I think it's just because they just don't understand women. That's it, basically, you know. It's not their fault, really, either. You know, it's just that they don't understand women at all, full stop. And even to come in with a union problem, I mean, 9 out of 10 men will sort of look at you and say, what do you expect me to do, you know? How am I going to deal with that? You know, whereas if there is another woman there, it will help a bit.
Even the man we had, excuse me, Fiona, the man that we had here doing Fiona's job that she's doing now, he wasn't even married, which it didn't help either. You know, he was a bachelor and just didn't, I think that didn't help either, you know. Maybe a married man even would have been more understanding. I don't know.
You, our national committee, not the TUC, judge our national agreements, and certainly not the TGWU. Just as our Dundee District Committee would have judged our Ford deal, not the TUC, not the MSF, and certainly not the TGWU. This committee, District Committee, our members through our election system to whom we're answerable, unlike many other union leaders, pass judgment on us and what we do. We're elected. 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
You know, basically, what I was trying to say earlier on was we can't even get women to do actual shop stewards work, to go down and face management, things like that there. The other point, I would love women to come forward to listen to them because, believe me, in here you do listen to an awful lot of them. But beside that there, I'm quite willing to do that. It holds no apprehension to me.
I do not, I refute this completely. I don't believe in your branch that sufficient effort has been put into yet getting those women shop stewards in those areas we're talking about. What I've seen over the last 4 years is a tremendous influx of women who are prepared to be activists in your branch. And I've seen it reshape your stewards committee, I've seen it reshape the agenda, and I've seen it produce a much more vigorous branch. I've also seen how the vast bulk of people out in your picket lines are women, right? But I reckon that
I don't disagree.
you do have a genuine problem in some areas where you haven't got a woman steward where you'd like one.
I do not disagree with you on what you
I don't
say.
think you've highlighted those areas yet.
In the last 4 years, women involvement, as far as the shop stewards are concerned, is on the upsurge. It has been over. But it has now come to a point where it's stagnant. It hasn't moved.
What proof is there for that?
Right? Because,
no,
I'm not disputing.
Wasn't through encouragement by the men that the women became stewards?
I'm not saying it was us that done it for you and them as such. But what I'm saying now is the position has come stagnant. The women that we have now is the women that we're going to have, and in 2 years' time, it's going to be the same women.
You shop steward joining your committee last week. Who was a woman? The first one from the outside units, outside the site.
You're going to get one within a couple of years.
Yeah, you're going to get one within a couple of years if you wait for them to knock on the door of your stewards committee and say, can I come in? You go outside and get them.
Do you think
you have 50 meetings in 50 units and look for 50 shop stewards, you'll get them.
Oh, okay, right. You're talking about units. I'm talking about the RVH set here. I'm talking about the domestics on the day shift, where we cannot get a shop steward.
You must reach out to people, bring them in. You go up the structures. Now I've gone up the structures from there, and what they like to call the top. But we in Northern Ireland do not call it the top. We say we have reached the bottom of the ladder when you get to the Executive Council. And I have now reached the bottom of that ladder. Now, we believe, and I truthfully believe in this, that you do, having reached the bottom of the ladder, you do what you can do, but you should only be there for a time. And if you really do believe in what you've been trying to do in the years, then you must back away. You must then bring somebody else along behind you to take your place, and you do something else. And if we did that in all aspects, I can see that the trade union movement as a whole, if all trade unions did this, both male and female, I can see this reaching out to hundreds of thousands of people to make the trade union a place for them, make it that they have a place in their union, and their trade union has a place for them.
Delegate 22 rising to oppose the resolution. In opposing it, with no vested interests or indeed no parochial argument to put. To deny the workers the right to organise, to seek conditions based on parity within their industry, to me smacks not only of elitism, but certainly leaves a lot to be desired as far as arrogance is concerned. Because to say to a group of workers, even before that factory is set up, that we are going to tell you your wages and conditions is indeed, in my opinion, a total travesty of justice as far as trade unionism is concerned.
The daily experience I have, because I'm in a senior position, is working with men who do not accord you the same value or respect. I suppose for me, the early years were vicious in relation to the male movement, because amongst left-wing men, women were not a progressive issue. So the kicks came from all sides. When you were trying to challenge on issues on women, low pay. I mean, the era of the mid-70s was the era when unskilled part-time work was regarded as the weak issue of the movement, and that what the vanguard dripped through to you, you could survive with. And those were the open politics, and regarded as the acceptable politics of the movement. So challenging, and also challenging issues which you did not fully understand yourself, but knew that you were being honest to your members and saying what was their reality. Finding words to match that reality was very difficult, when in fact even to state their reality was regarded as an offence, unless you were prepared to do it in terms of regarding them as weak and being helped. Those early years were vicious to that extent. They were extraordinary because it's where any confidence which I have come from, because it was the years of building a membership from nothing.